everyone, welcome back to Pop Off the Clock. I'm Yoseline.
And I'm Brenda. Welcome back to season 3. We've got a lot of stuff, literally down to the wire. We were getting some stories in
Absolutely.
for this show, so we got a lot to go over.
We really do. I'm just glad that these stories came in before we started recording.
Yeah.
We're not too familiar with them, but at least we'll get to.
And there might be a development after recording this because they were just kind of like last minute.
It was very last minute. Thanks a lot, Justin. But
yeah, I know this story just continues to be a never-ending story. The battle between Justin and Blake Lively, new lawsuit filed. So we're gonna just kind of mention a couple of the things that we've seen so far.
Yes. And we also have, it's the pop star that we didn't know we needed in 2025, and it's all thanks to, I guess, the LA fires.
Yeah.
For a good cause. Heidi Montag is once again back on the charts. We'll explain all that.
Who knew from early 2000 to now? And then it's just been such an incredible week for one Latino, or I don't know, right? Latino? Yeah, for one Latino and for all the Latinos in the mundo, the globe.
I would definitely call that a win for the Latino community.
Yeah, it's a big win. So we're going to go over just all of the Bad Bunny takeover that's been going on this past week. You probably have seen him everywhere, which isn't a bad thing.
Not in Brenda's eyes.
Not in my
but
eyes.
We'll start off with our weekend. What have you done this last weekend and then leading up to today?
What did I do? Well, over the weekend, I celebrated my friend Kim's birthday. So shout out
Happy
to her.
birthday, Kim.
Yeah, happy birthday to her. So that was fun. Got to hang out with some friends. I made a pasta sauce that came out really good.
Like from scratch?
From scratch.
Wow.
Yeah,
Brenda.
I made it from scratch. I was didn't make enough of it because I didn't get enough tomatoes. I know for the next time now. But I was like, wow, this is so good, enough for me at this point because it was only enough for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was nice. And then I've just been listening to this album 24/7. I'm not even kidding. I get home and I just like listen to it. I don't watch TV anymore. I'm just like looking at the lyrics. Like I am learning Spanish pretty well right now.
Wow.
But yeah, nothing much aside from that.
Nothing much.
Nice.
My weekend was pretty epic in a way of that I felt like I actually got to rest and just binge watch stuff. I know we kicked off our weekend watching Emilia Perez Friday night, we'll get into that a little later. My opinion has
we can finally
changed.
share our opinions because we've seen the movie now, not just TikToks.
Not just clips. The full movie, start to finish, no pauses. I started the show Traitors with Chloe, and I mean that's okay. Right now, season 3 started, and my big thing is, do I need to watch season 1 and 2? You told me season 2 is better, but I just felt that I needed to start at season 1 to see how like the game rules change. If anything,
I love to just watch from the beginning.
Yeah, so we really did devote the weekend to that. But even though I did have a chill weekend, I'm heading out of town this weekend, so it was a lot of like physically and mentally preparing that it's gonna be a busy weekend.
Well, I'm happy that you're taking some time off.
Oh yeah, I'm off.
You deserve it. You deserve it,
yes.
girl.
But next episode I'll be able to tell you guys if I had fun or not.
Let us know what you think of Traitors because I gave my review last week. What do you think so far?
Okay, that first season I thought it was good.
Right?
I know it didn't have a lot of like. Well, it was a mix of reality stars and nobodies. I'm not trying to be mean, that's what they would call them. But I know that has changed since then. It's only all-star reality or like celebrity C-list or T-list on these programs. But even with the people that were not famous, I feel that the concept's really good.
Oh, I love like just...
It's
for
like
me,
a game of Clue.
Like the actual challenges are insane. I don't think I can have the stamina to do some of that
I'm like
stuff.
someone that's obsessed with like Survivor, The Challenge, Amazing Race. So this is like my bread and butter right here. So it's just funny to. I don't think, except for the challenge that kind of turns into an all-star, but
Yeah.
even at that, these people started off as challengers. These people, there's some reality TV stars that like
Housewives, like never done
they've
anything
never
like
done
this.
anything like it. So those, even season 1, that one game where they were have to be buried alive.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I could have. I don't know.
I don't know. I think. Oh no, I don't know. I think I'd freak out because like.
And the bugs and all that.
No, absolutely.
But so
the bugs. Absolutely
so
not.
I finished
would've
season 1.
Left.
I finished season 1. I loved the twist at the end. I'm excited for season 2. I will say that I have not been able to even finish episode 1 of season 2 because I get home and just like so tired.
Yeah.
But I can't really devote to it. And then I'm going out of town this weekend, so I just want to get into it because it has people like from the challenge, like CT, and I'm excited to see it. I know I watched it with Chloe, so I know.
I can't wait for y'all to be done because there's so many. Oh, actually,
I'm
no.
looking-
You all need. I need to save these videos because TikTok is gonna get banned, and I have so many TikToks of it that I want to send to you guys.
Oh, speaking of TikTok, is another story.
That's
but
another
yeah,
story we're gonna talk about.
that's kind of my recap of the week.
Nice.
Not too shabby.
Well, now let's recap the lives of
The rich and famous.
Yeah, and what's going on, not only just like celebrities, but in pop culture, because it's kind of like a really changing time, as we mentioned, like TikTok and all those things. So those would be kind of
So
topics to
last
get into
week's
later.
episode, our last week episode, it was like the episode of the breakups. Like we had all these rumors: Kaya, Jacob, Jessica, Elba, and whatever her husband's name is. We continued this trend. Our first story, we have Jessica Simpson and her husband Eric Johnson are taking time apart. The singer and actress and her former NFL player husband are separating after 10 years of marriage. Simpson tells People exclusively. So that is a done deal.
I think they're all just like, let's just kind of continue this train.
Of like the
long-term relationships.
You know, if I was
ending.
getting a divorce and I had been married for like 16 years, this would be the week to do it.
Yeah,
to announce
why
it.
not?
It's gonna get lost with the Jessica Alba, the LA fires, the inauguration. It's just let it
But
up.
I'm like, would you want people to know that you're getting a divorce?
I feel like you kind of eventually, you risk the fact of keeping it a secret and then people kind of questioning it in a time window that there's not a lot going on. So you kind of become front page news. So I think I just get it over with.
And then maybe she's going to be doing something. So it's like, or they will be doing something
like
themselves. And it's like,
or
so you don't question.
Or someone's already dating someone. Speaking of other people dating other people, possibly during their marriage, possibly not. We have Hugh Jackman and his new love, Sutton Foster. They have been looking happier than ever as they continue to have outings, and paparazzi just happen to spot them. We have video from paparazzi where they have a passionate makeout session.
Like outside of In-N-Out.
Yeah, it's really weird. And then they're
I'm so tired of seeing that.
They were seen holding hands together outside LA again, just in like workout clothes. However, this is what I found interesting about it. So DailyMail.com is reporting that it's revealing that Jackman and his now estranged wife have yet to file for divorce, as their decision to dismiss a prenup is proving to be the point of contention. While insiders claim that their split could get messy as they struggle to divvy up their estimated $250 million fortune. His newfound love has been adding to the growing tension between Jackman and Deborah Furness, who had struggled with resentment and an imbalance of power towards the end of their 27-year marriage.
So that kind of makes sense why I keep seeing, in contrast to photos of them, I keep seeing photos of her like doing outings and stuff with like her kids. And I'm like, if she doesn't really care, like why would there be photos of her? But it's like, okay.
So yeah, I didn't know. I totally thought, and this is from 2023. I think they got divorced early 2023, so it's been a couple months.
Wow.
The other thing that I found interesting is that I'm done with, like, I love Hugh Jackman, but I'm done with these, like, paparazzi.
They look really
paparazzi.
staged.
Yeah.
Like how do you know that they're going to In-N-Out? There's like a bunch of In-N-Outs. Like they went to the one that they, I don't know.
All of the things they could have done.
I don't know. I just feel like they're just, it's too much. I can't.
But
I've been seeing a lot on Backgrid, and isn't Backgrid when you call people?
Yeah, Backgrid is like a paid thing.
I'm just.
Yeah. Let's move on to happier couple
Or do you want to go over this breakup?
Which one?
News?
Oh, yes, go for it.
All right,
Talking about
so
breakups.
Bachelor Nation breakup. Woke up Thursday morning to a 6 a.m. post from Matt James, the former Bachelor, in a very cryptic type of post saying, pray for Rachel and I's broken hearts. We hope that we get through this, something. We put love into our family and friends.
Yeah.
We put this in God's hands or something like that. I don't know, I'm paraphrasing, but it was very cryptic. I assumed a breakup was happening.
Yeah.
But people are kind of pointing out the fact that he had posted literally 24 hours prior them in London eating pizza together. So they're just like, how does that track? I assume that possibly that I think they pre-record all their content and then go back and edit these things. So I don't know if like there's been some time apart from it, but it's just so bizarre. People think that this might be like them breaking up their relationship and getting engaged.
I mean,
they
he
saw her
hasn't.
with a engagement looking ring on her pinky finger. And they're like, maybe it was leaked that they were gonna get engaged, so they're trying to throw people off. But I'm like, why would you do all that to throw people
No,
off?
100%. Like, no one cares that much about
It's
them.
like bizarre. So I don't know.
You know, at first you sent me that and I said, oh my God, they broke up. Not surprised. He kind of gives red flags. But now that you say, like, oh, people are saying it's kind of like a weird joke, it seems like his personality to be like that.
It's just like strange to me. But if they are broken up, that's sad. I actually really like them.
That's sad. But who isn't broken up is Timothée Chalamet and Miss Kylie Jenner. They are spotted or were spotted in Paris together after his premiere of his movie out there. You know, we are getting to see more and more of them as a couple out and about. She did not go to the premiere, but she met up with him at dinner with some of his co-stars and the director, and of course she looked glam. Speaking of Timothée Chalamet, though, he is returning to Saturday Night Live for his third stint as a host, but this time he'll be pulling double duty. Chalamet has been nominated for a slew of acting awards for A Complete Unknown, and is considered a contender for the Oscars, whose nominations were announced, will be announced rather in today, or no, this weekend. On Monday.
Grammy nominations?
Oscar nominations.
Oh,
are
Oscar
on Monday.
nominations. I thought they were going to push those back as well.
Maybe. I didn't think
Or if this is an up-to-date article, I'm sure that means that's
well,
accurate.
Chalamet saying in the movie, so it's no surprise that he has the acts to perform on SNL.
Yeah, I was like, what is he gonna do? But I was talking to my friends about it this weekend, and they said that he'll probably be performing Bob Dylan songs.
So that's what I was gonna say. No one knows what he's going to perform. I'm pretty sure this is.
Maybe he'll even bring Bob Dylan out to perform with him.
That'd be weird. He's alive?
He's alive.
Oh, okay. I'm like, is he alive?
He's alive.
But is he like well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's
Okay. That is so weird.
He's hanging in there.
I don't like when they kind of do like those
Biopics when they're not alive.
Yeah.
When they're alive.
When they're alive. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he's still alive. Let me check. Last I checked, and it wasn't really recent. Bob Dylan alive? Question mark.
You're like Bob Dylan.
Oh yeah, he's still alive. He's 83.
Oh, okay. Well, good for him. It has to be a song that he probably performed in the movie.
Yeah.
I don't think they're original songs because then they wouldn't be a contender for the Oscars.
He has to do two songs because you come back twice.
How shocked would you be if he came out with an original?
I would be shocked.
Would you fall more in love with him, or would he give you the ick?
I don't know. I think I would fall more in love with him.
Okay. You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. Let's see how this weekend goes.
Absolutely. So some happy news coming from the royal family. Kate Middleton has announced that she is in remission from cancer nearly a year after revealing her diagnosis. She made this announcement with a visit following a visit to the hospital to visit with some cancer patients who were getting, and staff that the hospital she was helped at, and that is so beautiful to hear. I know, what a good story to hear after all the stuff we're hearing with LA fires. And I know Kate Middleton has been very loved and I guess supported through her journey, especially being a mother of such young children.
Yeah, it's positive news. That just makes me curious as to how the king is doing.
You know what?
They haven't
You're so
really
true. They
addressed
haven't
how he has
addressed
been
it.
doing.
Mm-mm.
But happy to hear her. She's like so young, so it was
Yeah.
just so unfortunate to hear it to
Absolutely.
begin with.
Wow. The
Right?
king.
Yeah,
Where is
they
the
haven't
king?
mentioned how the king has been doing, so.
Yeah, but I was gonna say something super. I was gonna say, speaking of my kings, let's talk about the Jonas Brothers. But I actually currently have the ick on the Jonas Brothers. So, as
Yeah.
someone that was such a big Jonas Brothers fan, I'm just not okay with their current.
Me either.
Yes, I don't know.
I liked them
Not
for a
their
time.
actions, because they haven't really done anything crazy. It's just when I see them, I'm just like,
It's just like during the whole Joe and Sophie Turner thing.
yeah.
I was actually liking Joe. I never really liked the Jonas Brothers, but I liked them because when I saw the documentary, it was nice to see like their dynamic.
Such a weird dynamic.
Yeah, and it was just like crazy. But now I'm just like, I don't know.
Their dynamic is rooted in like family jealousy, but family love at the same time. It is so toxic.
I don't know. It's just,
You're like, eh.
I don't know.
Okay, speaking of them, so not much is known about this, but a new movie is set to star the Jonas Brothers. It's been reported that the brothers, including Kevin Jonas, I love how the
Including
article,
Kevin.
including Kevin Jonas, are set to appear in a Christmas project for Disney Plus, which is expected to drop sometime during the holiday season in 2025. And they have just pictures of them on set, but that's basically it.
I honestly only like the other brother. What's his name? That's not
Frankie?
Frankie.
You shouldn't, actually. You need to look into him a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Some weird allegations came out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I take it back. I don't like any of them.
But I don't know if these like allegations became anything. I just know that TikTok, he was really popular on TikTok as like the cool Jonas Brothers, and then these allegations came forward, and then everyone turned on him and kind of like. But then he became the host of that show with Kevin.
Yeah, that's
so
why I was
that's why I'm like, maybe nothing came from these allegations, because I couldn't see like a big production company signing him on after if these things turned out to be true.
That slipped by me.
I wrote this, but I guess I didn't put the information on it. But we're getting possibly a little tease of possible Justin Bieber music.
Yeah.
Brenda was the one who told me about this, that he posted a clip where you kind of hear music that we've never heard, and fans and people are assuming that he's working on new music. And
he's
that
been
was
posting a lot for the last I don't know, was it yesterday or the day before? There was like probably like 5 posts from him, and I was like, okay. But he's like in Aspen or something with Haley right now, and yeah, I guess maybe he's working on something.
You know what's interesting to me is that Justin Bieber's biggest fall was that he can't tour because he feels that he just mentally can't hold that. He can't do.
But his last album was actually really good. I liked it.
But I think there's been a shift in everything where artists have made it okay to be a non-touring artist. Like Miley Cyrus says she can no longer tour.
Yeah.
So I think maybe with that big shift in people, hey, I put out music, I just don't tour.
You don't have to tour, honestly.
So I think he's like, oh, maybe I don't have to tour, or there's no obligation to tour.
I never felt like anybody had any obligation. I feel like if an artist is willing to tour, that's just like a choice that they made with the release of their album. I don't like hold it against them if they don't tour.
Unless like the record company is like, oh, you give me three albums and each of them come with a tour.
Now, I think what's going to be more popular is maybe creating like short-term residencies somewhere where it's like I'll do maybe 3 concerts for the month, every other month.
You come to me.
Yeah.
You come to me.
That's how certain people are doing it now, and they could be changing the game.
They could be changing the game. We'll get to that in just a bit.
Yeah.
But we're getting some explanation between Tommy Fury and Molly May and these New Year's Eve kisses that took people by storm. As if you recall, Tommy and Molly were these like UK Love Island sweethearts. They met on the reality show. They got together. They had a child. They were like the it couple. He was a boxer. She was a lifestyle influencer. And then they broke up with these after allegations came out that he had cheated on her. Women have come forward to saying that like I was his third and fourth hookup of the night.
Oh my God, that's so
And
bad.
she is coming out with a docu-series, Molly is, that kind of teases that they are exploring her life
After the scandal,
after
like
the
kind of like in
scandal,
real time.
as she was working to launch this, I guess this line, it's not Top Shop, what is it? Pretty Little Things? Like, so she's like the creative director for Pretty Little Things.
Oh,
Like, she's doing
really?
a collab, so that's kind of what follows her, but it's like this scandal kind of
She recently
intersected
came
in
out
it.
with like a video saying that they shot 3 episodes that are going to come out January 17th. So that's I think on Friday.
This weekend, yeah.
Friday today. And then the other 3 are going to be months down. But she said they just started reshooting recently the next 3 episodes, and that Tommy is in them.
So then we had this whole scandal, and then on New Year's Eve, pictures emerge of them kissing. So everyone was wondering, are they back together? They are alluding that they are working things out. He came out to a magazine. I don't recall what magazine it was, but he gave an interview basically saying that he had a drug, alcohol, substance abuse issue, that's what caused him to spiral, and that he is now getting help. And it kind of alludes that his family is being supportive. So that makes people believe that Molly is back in the picture now that he is getting help.
Yeah, I believe that they are probably. I mean, if they're shooting together, then he's probably part of that dynamic again. Crazy. I really want to see this docu-series now.
I do too. Well, speaking of kind of a couples, we have Tom Holland and Zendaya. We all assumed it. We all kind of knew it. They were engaged, but Mr. Holland, as in AKA Tom's dad, has made it official. He has confirmed that his son did propose. He revealed that the 2 couples are very happy, and he actually gave a little bit more detail. He says that his son was able to meet with Zendaya's parents, ask for their permission to ask her to marry her, and of course she said,
of course, like about time.
Yes. The other story that I also didn't do was the
Drake's defamation lawsuit against, is it UMG? It's the record label that put out
here. So Drake sues Universal Music for defamation. So Drake is battling his own record label over a song that is a linchpin of now legendary hip-hop feud. In the lawsuit against UMG Records brought on Wednesday, the Canadian rapper and actor has accused the label of defamation and publishing and promotion of Kendrick Lamar's hit Not Like Us. Drake is seeking compensatory damages. Lamar is not named as a defendant in the lawsuit. The suit begins with Drake saying it happened in May 2024, which is a security guard he employed was shot at the ground in his Canadian residence. So he's claiming that attack had to do with it.
I don't know. I know that they responded basically saying, well, I don't know what word it was, but I think it's like similar to like frivolous. It's kind of like just a ridiculous
I don't know,
lawsuit.
I think it's very hard to claim defamation when it comes to art, because it's like, well, that's my interpretation of us. Like, I don't think in the song it says Drake does it. Like, Drake is no, nothing.
I don't listen to it a lot. I listened to it when it came out, but I'm just like, oh God, don't be so petty. I don't know.
I don't know. I think it just takes away a lot of street cred.
I'm just not like, why, dude? I think he saw after Justin Baldoni. He's like, oh,
I could do this.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
No, just stay quiet. I feel like people like respect you more if you just kind of take it and you don't like be like, oh, I'm gonna sue you. Like it's just
honestly because everyone had forgotten what like it wasn't a big thing anymore.
Exactly. It's like this whole thing like with Blake bringing it back up. Like everyone got over it, dude. Everyone got over it. But like, yeah, I mean that song pretty much called him out. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
We'll see if it even gets like. It might get thrown out. We don't know. Well, Brianna Chicken Fry is, just moving up in this world. Every year, Sports Illustrated comes out with their sports swimsuit model, or is it swimsuit edition? this year they have announced their digital cover. Last year was Alex Earl. This year it is Miss Brianna Chicken Fry, and it's just, I don't know. How do you feel about this? I think everyone was on her team, and then it was
I think
just
that
kinda...
they picked her when she was popular and the whole world was on her side. And like the timing of everything, it was just like, I mean, what can we do now? Like, I think they were like, we can't really, who else are we going to pick at this point?
Question. I know their push or their efforts or their goal with this digital cover is to get the digital audience. Last year was Alex Earl. Made sense. She was like the digital girl. Who would you, if it wasn't Brianna, who do you think
That's why I can't. She's the only person that people have been talking about in this, like, maybe Grace O'Malley.
Honestly, like Alex Cooper.
Yeah, Alex Cooper.
I don't think she'd do it, to be honest with you.
No, I think that she's of the Forbes level.
Yeah.
As far as, like,
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not like
Brooke
in the.
Snyder?
I'm maybe.
That's
I'm not
a
in like
cool
the TikTok influencer realm.
Yeah.
Like I don't know who people are following.
Yeah,
like
I don't
who's
know.
trends and stuff. Yeah, I just think. I think Brianna Chicken Fry was probably the only person they could think of, and then everything just unfortunately kind of
happened
went
afterwards.
against her.
She looks great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
she
looks
looks
amazing.
super good in it. But
She's also she went to that whole Tarte trip. I don't know if you heard about the drama
yeah,
of
with
that Tarte
Ken.
trip. Yeah, I guess they made up. She made
Kennedy.
a video about how like the
They've
girls
made
can
up.
make up. I don't know.
I don't know, whatever. It's just drama there. Well, Mr. Patrick Mahomes and his wife, Brittany Mahomes, have welcomed their new baby girl, revealing the name Golden Ray.
Golden Ray.
I like it. It's cute. There was a lot of
Goldie?
clues, and people had thought it was Goldie.
But that's like a cute, like Goldie Hawn.
Yeah, but I think that Goldie could still could be a nickname
Yeah,
for Golden. Golden Ray.
Gold.
Other stories, other reality TV stars. I know we talked about what's his name, Matt and
Rachel.
but Jen Tran and Sasha.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
sorry, I cannot say his last name.
Sasha Farber, isn't it?
Is it Farber?
Yeah.
Okay. Or I'm thinking Pasha. I can't say Pasha's last name. They continue to tease us, but I want to say it's so obvious. Like they're together. Like there's just
yeah, I think it's been confirmed
it's
already.
Really, because
She said that she lives with him.
Oh yeah, but she says I live with my dance teacher. Like, like it's like these clues that it's like, okay, you live with him. He bought her a piano. The last thing is that if you are a Keeping Up with or the Kardashians fan, she used that audio Kim uses to explain why she dated Pete Davidson, and it's like, oh, he has BDE and all this stuff, and she just used it, and it kind of went a little crazy there. A little too crazy. I'm a little over them.
They're
not gonna
so
lie.
funny, but no, yeah. She like posted a video earlier on Instagram of her TikTok drafts with him, like when they're dancing with the stars, like rehearsals and stuff.
But I'm
like,
over.
it's a cute couple, but
it's cute. I think they're like perfect, like as in like equal. You know, equal when I say like it's
yeah.
like, oh.
I think that she wants what he wants.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I think they're on the same page.
Speaking of that, Dancing with the Stars, you know, the rumors are strong that Alan and Emma are official.
Yeah.
They kind of posted something together, and people are considering that their hard launch.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I like them. I'm happy that they're all kind of. I just love how they handled like Sasha and Emma. I'm sure it was awkward in the immediate aftermath of their divorce, but I think that they've handled it quite well with each other's significant partners and how they, I guess, have been with them in this new season.
I think also, have you seen stuff from the tour?
No.
Oh. Like people, it's like now Dancing with the Stars tour life. I'm surprised Sasha's is not in it.
He probably just wanted to hang out with Jen.
To start the new relationship.
Yeah, why not?
Very much Ezra and Riley are just like getting all these sponsored deals.
Oh,
and,
really?
Like, they're
Good
like,
for
get ready with
them.
me as I drink my Celsius drink. Or
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I like. I saw like a little headline that said that these two are thriving right now during the tour, but I didn't really read into it.
So we are now going to shift over to the update of Justin and Blake. I'm going to read the first update that I fully had read through. It has to deal with Justin Baldoni legal team actually continuing its, I guess, lawsuit and court battle against Blake Lively, and now definitely bringing Ryan Reynolds into the mix because Baldoni's lawyer sent out litigation hold letters to Disney and Marvel in connection with his client's anticipated claims against Ryan Reynolds, Lively, and other unnamed parties. Variety has viewed a copy of the letter, which calls on the studio to preserve all relevant documents and data that regards to Baldoni. This is in reference to the Deadpool and that character Nice Pool that people claim was used to make fun of Justin Baldoni. However, I don't think Justin's lawyer is dumb and is going to sue for making fun of him. I think it's going to be an evidence to prove that there was no emotional distress regarding accusations of sexual harassment when her husband is making jokes about sexual harassment in a movie script specifically about him. So I think that's just more of the key thing. However, just literally hours ago, I haven't been able to read it a lot, but Justin has now filed a lawsuit,
$400 million lawsuit against Blake, Ryan, and I believe it was their publicist, the one Leslie Sloan, the one that was mentioned a lot in their their New York lawsuit. But aside from that, what was I gonna say? Oh, it's Justin and Wayfair, his
basically
production
all the
company.
people that had. All the people that sued New York Times are now suing directly Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and their publicists.
And it's just basically pointing out how Blake and Ryan kind of took control of the project, highlighting different things. A lot of people are pointing out the reference to Taylor Swift in this. Specifically, and this was kind of briefly mentioned in his New York Times lawsuit about how Ryan and Blake had him over to his house where they wanted to talk about the rooftop scene and how Blake had rewritten it, and that that Ryan was like, yes, you should do it. They said that allegedly
the celebrity that popped in,
Taylor Swift, added her 2 cents, saying that she also agreed that it was a good rewritten scene. So that's the only reference. She's not included in the lawsuit. It was just in reference to like her in this specific scenario. But this part had me dead. I was laughing out loud. Okay, so apparently after that whole conversation that they had, Justin was kind of like, all right, like, you do you, whatever. And this is allegedly a text from Blake to Justin that reads, quote, "If you ever get around to watching Game of Thrones, you'll appreciate that I'm Khaleesi, and like her, I happen to have a few dragons, for better or worse, but usually for better, because my dragons also protect those I fight for. So really, we all benefit from those gorgeous monsters of mine. You will too, I can promise you."
So the lawsuit, I do know that the lawsuit even mentions that Blake. It kind of says whether Blake Lively knowingly or unknowingly.
It's like strong arming him, being like, hey, I have more power than you in this scenario. And then it kind of also details about the battle that they had with Sony over whose cut was going to get, was going to be shown to the audiences, and how his tested better compared to hers, but she still continued to threaten, I believe, a lack of promotion for the movie if they did not go with her side. I mean, all these are all allegations, by the way, but they have said that they have also the video proof in the lawsuit. All of these, I cannot wait for those to be
because
out in the internet.
Justin Baldoni's lawyer is claiming that everything they claim happened, they either have video proof of it or like documentation. Documentation does not lie. That is what he says in the
thing. My gosh, I am
and of course, it's a lengthy thing. Brenda hasn't gotten read. I said you haven't gotten a chance to read the lawsuit.
No, as soon as I get my hands on that lawsuit, best believe that's going to take my whole weekend
I do want to say that I do believe purposely the lawyers on both parties write these lawsuits in such an understanding way because they know people will go and read them. If they're in this law jargon that is so not like easy to consume, people are just gonna forget about it. But they write it pretty like fifth grade level.
They also reference the LA fires that just happened, saying that, you know, Blake had announced the whatever thing that she was putting out during the holidays, but that was released on the day the fire broke out or something. But I'm like, when did the fires break out? I thought it was at the beginning of the year. I don't know, something in regards, but they are like referencing a lot of like current moments in time and all these things. I don't know. Interesting to see. Interesting to see.
But speaking of those fires, I'm just going to segue into the postponements that they have caused, and then we'll get to our top 3 stories. Basically, because of these ongoing wildfires, the Critics' Choice Awards has now been paused. Previously, we told you that it had been just pushed back. Now they're not giving a definite answer as to when they're going to be airing. Those were originally supposed to air last weekend, and they were supposed to be hosted by Chelsea Handler before it was postponed. We now have also other postponements, including Meghan Markle with Love Meghan. Her Netflix series is also being pushed back. Beyonce has postponed an announcement due to the fires. We do not know what the announcement was going to be.
Probably a concert announcement. That's a lot of people are
she's
speculating.
pushing that back. I believe The Weeknd is also pushing something back. And then the Grammy Awards, they're still scheduled to move forward with that, but it will be instead a refocus that the show focuses on fire relief efforts. The Recording Academy will be, quote, raising additional funds to support wildfire relief efforts and honoring the bravery and dedication of the first responders who risk their lives to protect ours. So they're moving forward, but they're kind of taking it more a shift. I wouldn't be surprised if it kind of becomes like a telethon or something where people could actively donate.
That's why it confuses me, like the LA Fire Aid. So they're doing an LA Fire Aid similar to like that World Aid thing that they did. They mentioned the headliners are Lady Gaga, Billie Eilish, and the Red Hot Chili Peppers. They're Red Chili Peppers. And so a lot of these things are going to be going to the LA fires. So
we'll look into more about when that concert would probably be happening. But no, I would assume, how can you
why not put it in conjunction? You know,
I'm pretty sure it has to in a way,
working together.
Yeah, in a way or not. Whether they use the Grammys to start the funding and then promote that concert, I don't see why they wouldn't, and I don't see why any artist wouldn't be, you know, part of an LA, because I mean, LA is literally the home to so many, or their start of it. But we're gonna shift over to our top stories, but continuing with our wildfire, topic. We have Heidi Montag. She is, I call her the pop star of 2025 that we didn't know we needed.
Not in our bingo card this
No,
year.
Definitely. Last week we told you guys about several celebrities who had lost their homes. Among them was Heidi Montag and Spencer Pratt. They are reality TV stars from the early 2000s or even late 2000s, and their home burnt. In a way to support them, I don't know if Spencer started or
he started it. He started he has a good amount of followers because of his crystals and his hummingbird thing. And he's like a huge Swiftie, but he started asking his followers, because it's actually the 15th anniversary of that song.
Okay.
So he started asking them to like play it, and it became it was like number 3 on iTunes.
Yeah, it jumped.
And it became number 1 on iTunes, beating out a Benito for a second. But I was just like, wow, the dedication to his family. That's a family man right there.
He asked people to play this song of his wife, and he even asked, like, you can mute it. As long as you're playing it, we're getting some royalties
I played
on
it.
I will say that a lot of people are like, why are we doing this? Like, they're rich, they're from LA. I really doubt it. Like, I'm pretty sure all their money from reality TV from the early 2000s was all invested in their home. Yes, they lived in a nice area, but it's like all their investment. It's completely to the ground. Other people who have kind of started the same traction you mentioned is Leighton Meester. Leighton Meester had a short-lived singing career in the 2000s as well, and people were like, let's play her music because her house also burned down, and maybe she'll get some royalties. And it's been going like that.
But with Heidi, he's also gotten a lot of the Hills cast.
Oh yeah, I was gonna
That's the
say
show that they originated from.
So some of the celebrities that have played the music and asked their followers to play the music include Paris Hilton, Flava Flav, Diplo. They all posted videos streaming Montag's 15-year single, I'll Do It. To even further millennial nostalgia, the couple's former Hills co-star, Kristen Cavallari, Brody Jenner, Lo Bosworth, and Whitney Port also jumped onto the trend. They each posted videos of themselves singing along.
Everyone except Lauren Conrad. I don't think Lauren Conrad.
I don't think so. And her excuse is that she's not active on TikTok, so it's not like she's ignoring the cry from the people.
But it's so nice to see. And I actually was following Spencer Pratt prior to the LA fires because I always thought he was so hilarious. Like, he's just so funny now. Like, both of them, you see things from like a different lens. A lot of people are doing the whole thing where they did with like Blake Lively, where they're pointing out past like scenes from the Hills, where it's like Heidi just wanted to be Lauren's friend and Lauren just didn't want to be her friend. But I always thought that Heidi just always wanted to have a love and like have her friends as well. And you know, it's nice to see. It's unfortunate everything that they've gone through, but the realest thing was seeing her shopping at Marshall's, and I was like, that's a real queen right there.
Me too, girl. Me too. But speaking,
happy to see that.
Yeah, but speaking of TikTok, we're nearing the possible ban of this. This lovely app that has brought us so much joy. Well, just to keep you updated, with the U.S. government TikTok ban set to take place on Sunday, Americans have been flocking to an alternative social media platform, but it's another Chinese app, and experts say it could present the same, if not even more issues. There's been a surge of U.S. downloads of the Chinese-owned application Red Note, as many users call it. There is like a Mandarin Chinese word, I'm not going to say it, but it's Red Note. A U.S. official told CBS News that Red Note, just like TikTok, could face an ultimatum of divest or be banned by the U.S. government.
I just love that people on TikTok are like, you're not going to tell me what social media to use. Like, everyone's very against Meta right now.
Yeah.
Like, we refuse to. I saw a video, like, if like a quarter of the followers of TikTok were to delete their Meta thing, Meta's that they would lose $12 billion. And a lot of people are pointing out that a lot of the Congress members who voted in favor of the ban are also investing in Meta because they have stocks in Meta. So it's like, who is this like, I don't know. Who is it
I wish I would have invested in Red Note.
No, it's just like, it's upsetting to see. This app just like makes you happy. Like, it is my serotonin boost every day. So all I've been doing this like last week in morning is just doing nothing but being on TikTok because it deserves my time and attention.
I'm like, okay, say it gets banned, it goes black, and then it comes back in a couple weeks because some resolution happened. Do we lose all our like videos?
I don't know. I'm like, I want to save the videos that I'm like, wow, that made me laugh out. I have so many though. Like, all of my like saved videos, I am like dying on the floor laughing.
Recipes.
All my recipes, exactly. Like, I don't get how it's so hurtful. Like, my data, like all you know is I watch cooking recipes and have astrology people tell me about my life every second of the day. Like, who am I hurting? Who's hurting me? My Chinese spy is just doing me a favor.
They have the best algorithm though.
They do, but I hear that Red Note has a really, really good algorithm as well.
No, it's exactly the same.
So
I saw it on someone's phone.
I downloaded a video from TikTok that teaches you how to change your Red Note app to English from Mandarin to English. So I have that saved for when I download Red Note. I know how to turn it into English. But I'm just like, I worked so hard on my For You page.
I know.
And it's just like, I don't, Instagram Reels isn't a thing. It isn't a thing.
I had a friend that's not on TikTok sent me a reel, and it was a video I saw on TikTok like 5 months ago.
A year ago.
And I'm like, girl, your millennial is
No,
showing.
Reels are so bad. Reels are so, you can't make me go to Reels. I refuse to go to Reels. I actually have like a little thing right now with Meta. Like, and like we have to use it obviously because it's like what we do and because it's, you know, it is what it is. But like, I never knew that I would ride so hard for TikTok.
I didn't know
I love that
either.
this is like uniting a country, but also creating a bond between one country and another.
Yeah.
Like, there are differences, but on social media, there ain't.
There isn't.
I don't know. I'm just very upset about it.
Let's switch the topic, and we will find out.
Please, I'm so angry
We will find out next week if we remain on TikTok or not. And our grand big story requested by Brenda. She said, it has to be on there. I refuse to do the show if this story is not on there. It's really about the Bad Bunny takeover of this week. Well, his latest album is a love letter to his native Puerto Rico, so it's only fitting that he take the stage in La Isla del Encanto. The Grammy Award-winning singer-rapper who released his sixth album, Debí Tirar Más Fotos, earlier this month, announced that his concert residency will happen. The 30-show run, titled No Me Quiero Ir de Aquí, aka I Don't Want to Leave Here, is scheduled to kick off July 11th at the Coliseo de Puerto Rico in San Juan. I was going to read the, so those tickets went on sale today. Let's talk about the residencies. Yes, we have a couple people here at work who got tickets.
No, really?
Yeah, they were on the clock. I'm just kidding. They were on the clock.
They got tickets in Puerto Rico? Mm-hmm. How? I thought you had to like have a residency or something.
Okay, so he has a 30-day run. I believe it's from like July to August. Like the dates in July are for Puerto Rican residents. Mm-hmm. All the shows in August or July or September. I think they said September. Is for any outsiders.
I did not read the fine print.
So yeah, I saw some people struggling this morning trying to refresh it. A lot of problem putting in their credit cards. A lot of problem, this is my assumption, because it was a Puerto Rican website. I believe like U.S. cards or our cards were like, why are you on a Puerto Rican thing? So a lot of them were bouncing back, and then they finally got through.
I want to throw this on the ground.
I will
I'm so
say
upset.
that their tickets were about $800. However, it was the VIP.
$800 for VIP?
It was the VIP experience. I don't know which level of the VIP, but yeah.
$800?
Eight something.
That's nothing. I could have bought that right now. I'm so upset with myself. I could cry.
I know. Maybe you want to ask them if anyone drops out. You're the next in line.
I texted my friend, like, she's a really big Bad Bunny fan, but she's also a doctor, so she's busy all the time. I'm like, Puerto Rico, ? She hasn't gotten back to me, so get back to me. But I really want to go. I'm like so sad. I really want to see him because this album is like air for me.
It's pretty cool.
I'm being a little dramatic, but I really love it. I really, really love it.
I think it's so cool. I think like the album itself, it's so influenced by salsa and like these like very traditional Hispanic Latin music. I would love to see whether it's somewhere we live here or somewhere where they host like a party where they just play the album and people are just dancing salsa.
Yes.
And it would be an invite of like the older generation and the new generation coming together and dancing.
But I just love that the older generation is like hearing him. I believe he's sampling a lot of music that people are familiar with.
From the 60s
Yeah,
or 50s.
I saw one video of this like older man. He's like, this is from the 60s. And he starts dancing. It's just like so beautiful to see. It's like you're building the bridge between like older culture, newer culture, bringing it together and just blending it all so perfectly.
And
Blending
Bad
it all
Bunny
so
himself,
well.
of course, having a big week with the release. He was on the Jimmy Fallon, Late Night with Jimmy Fallon.
Co-hosted.
And he had a little singing session with him. They did that subway thing where
Yeah.
they dress up as like
And like it's obviously
fake,
Jimmy Fallon,
I know,
you can tell.
fake, and all the security guards.
Yeah.
They went to perform on the subway of New York dressed as like incognito, eccentric artists, and then 2 songs in, they like reveal that it's Jimmy Fallon and Bad Bunny. But if you go on TikTok, you see all the people that were on the subway, and they realize it's happening like 1 or 2 platforms away, and they're like, ah! They're just running the whole time.
Died. No, yeah, I'm literally obsessed. I just love seeing him. He was actually performing. I saw some videos of him performing somewhere where he's already like incorporating his band that were a part of making the music. And it's just, if that's what the vibe is at his concerts, I need to be there somehow, some way. If anybody knows tickets, let me know. I really want to go to the concert. But really quickly, last week you asked me to digest the album.
Yes.
And really like
tell us where
understand what songs I like. Are there songs that you like from
I
the
like
album?
Nueva York.
Nueva York is a good one. My favorite one is Boquete. It's just, it has my
Or
heart.
the one that's like Ew.
Yeah, Ayo's a really
that
good one.
That one's good. It's Chloe's favorite, and Chloe's like, this is my favorite one. I'm like, oh, it's good. But then I saw a TikTok. It's about how like it's the TikTok said every millennial girl is like defrosting.
Yeah. No.
And heading back
like
to
he
the
says,
club.
30. It's the year of the 30-year-old women. That'd be right. That'd be right, Bad Bunny. He's 32. He's my age. He's a 94 baby. Yeah. I'm just like, hey, if you see this video, we have a lot in common, actually. So I love Boquete. I also love Turista. That song. So on TikTok, I kept seeing a lot of videos of people thinking that it was about Kendall Jenner because the lyrics are basically like, you come into my life like a tourist, you just see the most beautiful things, and then you kind of don't really want to get to know me. But he actually wrote that in reference of being Puerto Rico, and people just come, like tourists just come, they don't really appreciate like the land and what it's like. And I was like, oh my God, this is just so deep. This is just so deep.
And like, Brenda, please.
And then Baile Inolvidable. It's just such a good, it's such a good song. The music video is so good. I definitely think this song's about Gabriela for sure.
Yeah, I think.
And also, like, I'm seeing like on the Hispanic little TikTok pop culture things that they were saying that Gabriela was at Bad Bunny's new coffee shop called, it's actually, I think, called Café con Ron, which is one of his songs. She posted a picture from there, so they're like, oh, maybe they're like better friends now.
Yeah,
she also went to his Spotify release party. Honestly, all the songs are super good. There isn't a skip in this album. No skips, like whatsoever. I'm just...
Brenda's happy.
I'm a happy person. Very, very happy.
But yeah, it's gonna be, I think it's gonna also be the summer of, it's the year of Bad
It's like
Bunny.
you had to release it in the dead of winter. It's so hard. My lungs hate me because I want to go run, but it's freezing. But I'm like, I gotta listen to this album.
Well,
gotta run.
Gotta run.
To it. But before we go, we are gonna do a
recap.
review of a movie because we saw a movie together.
Yes, we saw Emilia Perez, and you know, we were pretty much very critical and very unimpressed of this movie just by the clips and the reviews and the people and what we know. Let me tell you this, after fully watching the movie, my opinion has not changed. It has not only cemented, but I doubled down on my opinion. Not only was it the 2 hours and 13 minutes where I'm like, what am I watching?
It's so funny because you had come over, you and our friend Chloe had come over, and I was like, what do you think about watching it? Because it could just be in the background, but...
Oh, yeah. I was telling someone how, like, we went to Brenda's house, and she's like, let's just put it in the background. For the 2 hours,
we're just, like, in shock. Like, am I watching? Is this real? This isn't, like... My thing, and we all said this, it's a good story on its own. I don't know who said, let's add music to this. It's not even music. It's just like, I am singing what I'm saying. I am singing what I'm saying. Like, why? Like, you're ruining this.
Yeah, if you would have taken,
story.
okay, I keep telling this people, if you take out the music and that energy you took to write the songs and produce the music, if you would have just put a little bit more effort in the actual script and the character development and the internal battle the main character Emilia Perez probably went through, like thinking that she had transitioned from male to female and now it's like this new life, but at the end of the day she ended up being the same person internally. I think that would have been such a good like
Movie,
like
but
it's so hard to battle who you are, like, right? Do people really change, whether exterior, but what about your interior? And the storyline of like the narcos and the someone transitioning, I thought it was so unique.
Yeah, it was
so
interesting.
innovative.
But it's like, you're like, wow, this story is good. And then I'm going to sing for no reason because for some reason we wanted
need to go
sing.
see the doctor.
Like, it's so, like, you all ruined this movie.
And I think if you would, again, go with my plan, and I think it would have dominated the award season as like a serious
merited, because it's dominating the award season with no merit whatsoever. I saw that Selena Gomez got nominated for a BAFTA, and I'm like, why? Like, literally explain it to me. She was the worst. I'm sorry, Selena Gomez. I've seen better acting from you. This was just like, and I think her excuse has been, I think her excuse was like, oh, I got the script in late, or I came into the project
took me 3
late,
months
and I had to prepare. Don't agree to do it. Don't agree to do it. I feel like I would rather not do a project than be embarrassed. But she's not embarrassed because she's getting nominated for it. But I'm like, please tell me why you're getting nominated for it. Like, just such a not good performance. I don't know. This movie was a mess.
Do you think in like 20 years it's gonna be like a cult classic where it's like, oh, it was ahead of its time?
Possibly, but it's just like, and somebody even pointed it out, they put emphasis in the wrong areas. Like, do you want a sex change operation? Like, do you want a sex change operation? I think it's just like a matter of like how you do it. I don't know. It's just
I'm clipping that.
So, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'll give it a from 1 to 5 stars.
I would love to
1.5?
read a review. 1.5.
2. I'll give you 2.
I'll give you like a 1.7.
I'll give you 2 stars for trying.
I would love to read or hear someone that did like it and like why.
Okay, thank you. Anybody who nominated this movie, explain.
Yeah,
explain.
Explain yourself. But yeah, I mean,
if you want to watch it, it's on Netflix. Honestly, I think it's worth watching to understand
the frustration.
But it's like,
it provokes.
I don't know. It's really annoying. Whatever.
Okay. That's basically it, guys. Once again, thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoyed our Emilia Perez review and all of the headlines that we gathered for the week. Be sure to tune in next week when we update you, mostly probably about Justin Baldoni, probably mostly about...
Hopefully they actually release the lawsuit so I can read it for you guys. I'll do that. I'll read those court documents for y'all.
Brenda being back to her investigative hat.
I need to see that. Aside from that, we'll see how TikTok is still around.
Oh yeah, that's what we'll really know, guys.
I'm gonna get choked up over it.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to tune in next week. Find all our links and all the necessary information for Pop Off the Clock on our Instagram, Pop Off the Clock. Thanks, guys.